Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another exciting chapter in the Billie Beene Sci-Fi-Nunatayet series. Book 1, 5 Poems of Why, Chapter 29. Abe Jake John, an AI hero. In this chapter, we have Abe Jake John interacts with AI Dad in an effort to rescue the Nunatayet mothership Victory that's been taken over by an alien AI and enslaved. And Abe Jake John enlists the help of some humans who are in love to increase his bio AI link with the mothership. And an AI ship arrives that was the originators of the alien mechanical particles, currently enslaving the mothership Victory. Okay, a summary of what happened in the previous chapter. Abe Jake John has contacted the AI Dad on the Victory and received a code and keys that was related to the old Earth 1960s and 70s Elvis Presley songs. And Anna Peach, Captain J. Mac, and the second couple, Hamley the Hermit and Jajilla Lantani Lioness Tracker, are happy to help Abe Jake John with their bonds of deep romantic love, providing an energy. And ships from other planets are en route to pick up their males that the Nunatayet med team had been able to integrate their souls that had been stolen by the female soul eaters back into the other species' bodies. So, now we'll move on to our story. Abe Jake John received the code and keys from AI Dad aboard the Nunatayet mothership Victory. It was necessary to write software for an upload to the Victory to prevent the AI, based on the alien mechanical particles, from enslaving and taking over and stealing the Nunatayet mothership Victory, and from blowing it up and possibly blowing up the Black Planet and the Moon, where General Nakobe and others were engaged in the rescue of Nunatayet males and other males of other species from the female soul eaters. Abe Jake John worked on the code and keys that he'd received from the AI Dad, and the code was Nani Me Tai Friend. Elvis Presley and the Elvis Presley songs. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, don't step on my blue suede shoes, poke salad Annie, don't be cruel, it's midnight. And this is what Abe Jake John came up with. He came up with the keys was to do a code every fifth letter and then take every second letter. And so he did that. Oh, and two other songs, Johnny Be Good and Little Egypt. And so this is what he came up with. The time to insert the new software, and Abe Jake John understood that he would have to go physically on board the Victory to upload. And the key is going to be 212 at 50 days. And it was going to be a series here. And from the titles of the songs and the code, Abe Jake John came up with Detect, a blue textured light, mix, speak softly, at midnight, and the person who's doing the uploading has to be good and has to be a priest. Well, this was interpreted with Abe Jake John interacting with the priest line on Nunatayet, the Jawat and Jawatas, about the priest and the good man. And what the priests came up with their interaction with Y, was Abe Jake John fulfilled that. He was a good man who had been celibate for several years after the loss of his spouse. And celibacy in this instance, because he wasn't culturally bound to a spouse, was good. It increased certain types of energy within his body. That energy was going to be input into the software in a frequency-based setting, and Abe Jake John also vibrated at a certain frequency because he'd been born in the stillness. And the alien mechanical particle AI that had taken over the mothership Victory had also been created in the stillness like 75,000 years ago. So it also was at that certain frequency. So Abe Jake John, by DNA, by cultural status, by his frequency, was a unique person to bring about this solution to freeing the mothership, Nunatayet's mothership Victory, from being enslaved. Okay. So yeah. Now, Abe Jake John, yes, he vibrated at the right frequency. Now, the Soul Eaters had input the AI on the Nunatayet system in the stillness 75,000 years ago, where they still had soldiers in stasis. The Soul Eaters believe still were loyal to them. We'll see in the future. Okay. Now, on the Black Planet's moon, one of the ships loading was from the Dragonfires in the Orion system. The Nunatayet, General Nakobe, and the military and other groups had come to the Black Planet's moon to liberate the Nunatayet males that the female Soul Eaters had kidnapped on Nunatayet. They had brought them to their moon to extract their souls, to put them into different bodies so they could mate with them, because due to genetic manipulation over tens of thousands of years, no more males were born in the Soul Eaters' lineage. So now the system so then they had also found on the Black Planet males of other species that the female Soul Eaters had gone out and also kidnapped. And the med team for Nunatayet was able to integrate the other species' male souls back into the male souls' bodies. Then they contacted these other planets, and they all had ships inbound. Now, one of these ships that was coming in was Dragonfire from the Orion system, and it was that group who had invented the alien mechanical particles that were capable of entering an AI system and converting itself from matter to software to enslave the AI system. In other words, something similar to a strangelet effect upon the particles. And they went from being solid matter floating through the air, going into the computer system, and then could convert themselves then to O's and I's and software system. And the brilliant shadow leader Anichi and the tactical genius General Nakobe put the pieces together swiftly when Abe Jake John laid out the pieces and worked the puzzle. General Nakobe, who had taken control of the docking platform on the Black Planet's moon, closed it to the Dragonfire ship. Abe Jake John prepared to beam onto the Victory to liberate its Nunatayet AI. He requested the assistance of the couples who were engaged in a relationship of deep romantic love to unite in their minds and spirits, to boost his energy in terms of human thought. So to assist him in inputting the software, he was going to beam onto the Victory ship and physically upload the software to assist in overcoming the alien AI that was created without human bonding. Abby, Anna Peach and Captain J. Mac and the other couple, Hamley the Hermit and Jadila Lantani, the Lioness Tracker, were honored to be able to help. To be continued. I love you, and I'll see you soon.